Well, Cecil hasn't done his business yet, so you're gonna have to keep listening to me a little longer. It's Mike Levin from MikeLevinSEO.com. And by the way, that whole Levin versus Levin thing, I was born in Philly, I was Levin. I moved to New York, I'm now Levin. Simple as that. When in Rome, I'm not gonna make Addie correct everyone in New York on the Philly pronunciation for her whole life. And so the thing on my mind now, after actually planning app stuff, is the whole YouTube publishing channel community environment that I'm unwittingly getting involved in, now a little more wittingly. So I always knew that Raspberry Pi was going to be a big thing when I was reading about it in the early days when it looked a lot more like an Arduino. And when they made that decision to add a powerful graphics chip on it and turn it into something a lot like a modern computer, putting it in one laptop per child, you know, range when it was still a big deal. Ooh, a laptop for $200. Today that seems kind of quaint. You can pick up a netbook for that price at a Best Buy. But when the Raspberry Pi was announced, I knew it was going to be a big deal. I waited for it to become available. On the first day it could be ordered, I ordered it, and then I did one of the first unboxing videos of the thing. I had a kind of bum SD card, a 2 gigabyte one, that made the boot up take a lot longer than it should, and I made a mistake on mini versus micro USB, and I did the edit on the New York subway, and it all came together to apparently be you know, one of the first unboxing videos published on the Raspberry Pi, one of the first opportunities to see what the experience would be like if you actually got one of these things. And it played right into the Google, not Google, I guess it's the Yahoo suggestion algorithm for suggested videos, and it came up in search a lot, and bam, before long I had my first million view video ever. And I got really excited, and the minutes per week, I look at sometimes 7 day averages, got up to around 90,000 minutes per week spent on people watching my Raspberry Pi video. And now with my latest efforts, I'm trying to get back to where I was in those days, because even though it's about what I'm interested in, it's about Raspberry Pi and Python programming, it's very difficult to not fall into the trap of there's people out there who want to see this stuff. I could be running advertising for this. When I get to 10,000 viewers, I could have a paid content channel. Not 10,000 viewers, but 10,000 subscribers. I'm at like 3,300 now. So you see what I'm getting at. It's just really, really tempting to become one of those YouTube people. And I have to yield to the community thing somewhere. I need my tribe. And might as well be YouTube. Google Plus has a lot of promise. There's a lot of techies there, but it's, you know, mostly the echo chamber, the social media echo chamber. Not really a lot of original content posted there. But YouTube has original content. It also has people who are intensely interested in their niches because, you know, they strap on that GoPro camera to their head and jump off of cliffs and stuff like that. I mean, YouTube has people who have stuff to say, stuff to show. And it became one of my most popular outlets almost without me even knowing. This whole, you know, Raspberry Pi unboxing video thing becoming big was not by design. It was just sort of a gut feeling. I knew I wanted to do that video. And now I'm spending a fair amount of time getting back to where I was, because I realize that community is valuable. People who subscribe to you are going to see the new videos you publish. People who watch your videos and spend 8, 10, 20 minutes watching straight through, they're really interested in what you have to say. Maybe they're even following along in the tutorials. Maybe you're even changing their lives, which is something I don't necessarily know I can say an individual can do in Twitter. Now, of course, the power of the crowd can do a lot in Twitter, because you know, 100,000 people each tweeting 140 characters, that can add up. That can add up and get noticed and cause movements. But one person is much better suited with 10, 20-minute videos in YouTube that take the time to make the point. And so I guess that's what I'm doing here. One of the big discoveries was that how big gamers are on YouTube. People who are just recording their screen, maybe showing their keystrokes, not always, and narrating their experience, consistently make the top 100 charts in YouTube. And when I see the kind of interest expressed in Pi through the million views, I know that there's a kind of hunger out there. Now, it's different hungers. Some people want the Raspberry Pi merely because it can be a media center. The Xbox Media Center software has been extracted, made open source, and turned into a SD card image. You can just, you know, plug into a Pi and bam, have a $35 media center. And that's a lot of that interest, but also a lot is for the original reason they called the thing Pi, Python. People want to learn to program. They want to better their lives. They want to become technologically literate in meaningful ways, not, oh, I can run install software, or I know how to find great things on the cloud, and I can communicate to my network over, you know, Instagram doing food blogging. These are all users of tools in a very similar and no better sense than users of tools any time in the past. Now, some tools are great and valuable to learn how to use, like musical instruments and your body in terms of athletics and, you know, carpentry tools. Other tools, it's a little more iffy, like video games. I know all the arguments. Yes, we're training better soldiers with better hand-eye coordination and problem-solving skills, maybe. But wouldn't it be better to develop those problem-solving skills in the boundaries and rules set out by real life and not by a video game designer creating, you know, AI non-player characters and physics engines to create something sufficiently rich to engage you? This is part of the argument for the Raspberry Pi in your hand versus a cloud server. So one of the things I want to do now that I'm into this YouTube thing, right? Subscribers, that's one of my metrics. I'm at about 3,300. I'm interested literally in every time that counter goes up. But there's no notification system. If it were other things, you could have notifications sent to your phone. You get that even for email, but not for key metrics. And the Raspberry Pi has an audio jack on it. So why not write a little Python app every 10 minutes, checks your subscriber number. If it went up, it plays a little bell, a little sound, just write out the audio jack. And so I'll probably develop that app. If you want phone notification, all you need to do is set up a custom email address and have it email you in addition to playing the audio, and then you can set your phone to do push notifications for that particular email address. Bam, you've got push notifications. And you can do, I guess, that with a cloud, but you certainly couldn't have the audio play in your room, in your environment, and have it sort of environmentally based notifications. Okay, I'll go out here. The dog wants to take a walk into this open field by the peninsula here. Beautiful area we're at. And you could probably even do that with your laptop or desktop computer, but then you'd have to keep it on all the time, and you know, the audio turned to the right level for the beeping. Whereas it's a great example for just to make a beep when a number changes on the internet. You can dedicate a whole computer to that purpose. $35 for the computer, maybe another $10 or $15 for the speakers. Scavenge the parts, the rest of the parts you need. You don't even need a keyboard. It can be a headless application. And then, bam, you've created essentially your own like little embedded system. And the ability to do that, as humble as that example is, that is one of those baby step first steps. The first time you do anything maker community-like, Arduino-like, with a whole computer as a mere component, it's like the clouds part and the sun shines down and the angels sing, and now you are a powerful citizen. You are becoming technologically literate in the ways that matter. Much better than video games. So if you think it's of any value, share the video, and hope to see you soon, and don't forget to subscribe.